Live from New York, it's Saturday Night Football, starring Jarvis Landry, the ghost of Mark Sanchez, and Sticky Bleachers, where I am Cory.
I'm Bob. I'm surprised for the musical guest here. Really pumped.
Yes, well, we'll see who it is. Could be Ray Finkel coming back from the dead also here, kicking off for Miami.
It's true. Maybe Bernie Williams will play us some blues guitar. Oh, and a fumble on the kickoff return here. The Dolphins' Byron Maxwell gets it.
There you go, Bob. And what else could you expect from the first play of a late December matchup between the Jets and Miami?
Jets.
And there's an interception on the second play of the game. So let's hit the reset button here, Bob.
Here's Ryan Fitzpatrick giving the ball. Keeping the ball, actually, there on the little bootleg. And a nice throw to a wide-open Brandon Marshall. And Brandon Marshall looks like he's off to the races, Cory.
What more could you expect, Bob, on the third play of a late December matchup between the Jets and the Dolphins?
Someone's got a go-to line.
That's right, Bob, man. Someone's got to win these games, and someone's got to put them on Saturday night. Here's Fitzpatrick again with a little keeper, and it's again to Marshall, who's open it up the middle for the touchdown.
Man, I know a lot of Jets fans are wondering where that's been all year long.
Yeah. Good thing we're in fantasy land here, Bob.
That's true. We are in fantasy land. Nick Folk with the field goal here, or the point after. And it is good, so quick 7-0 lead here for the Jets.
Yes, so 2 quick turnovers, and then was it a 2-play drive or a 3-play drive, Bob? We'll have to pull up our Sticky Bleacher stat sheet.
It was a 2-play drive. I'd say it was a good start for the Jets, but, fumbling the kickoff return there.
Let's see if they can get another pickoff here from Ryan Tannehill. Dolphins wearing their all-white jerseys, and it is picked up, Bob.
Yeah, so Tannehill with that MCL and ACL sprain must be affecting him a little bit. Probably shouldn't be starting this game.
Yeah, 2 passes, 2 picks. Here's Forte up the middle, but he gets to the sidelines, picks up about 9. So Jets getting their ground game going here, Bob, after a couple quick passes to Brandon Marshall.
Yeah, makes sense. They got the ball moving through the air, so let's see if they can get going through the ground here. Fitzpatrick with the wheels gets the first down. So.
Wow, we do not often see Fitzpatrick. He's traditionally the pocket passer pro-style quarterback, but if you have a weapon like that, might as well use it.
Yep, I'd say Fitzpatrick with one of the top 5 beards in the NFL.
Yes. Oh, I'm right there with you, Bob. Especially when he was in Buffalo, he really had. But you have to grow a beard in Buffalo. I think it's local law there.
Yeah, it's part of being a citizen. So Fitzpatrick with a touchdown throw to Brandon Marshall again. So quickly, the Jets are kind of blowing this game open a little bit here. If Tannehill keeps throwing interceptions.
And Brandon Marshall's going to be dancing in that end zone all night for all 14 of the Jets fans who have made it out here on a very cold night in the Meadowlands in New Jersey.
Yes, here in New York, if you buy a Jets ticket, you get a free Jimmy John's sub. So that's a pretty good deal.
Oh, and we have a fumble, but it is picked up by Mike Pouncey and returned a little bit farther. So, well, I guess that's just what you can expect from a late December matchup between the Jets and Miami, Bob.
Would you say Pouncey pounced on that?
Ooh, I like it, Bob.
I like it too. And Leonard Williams there with the sack. So Tannehill doesn't throw an interception, but does get a loss there. So they give the ball off to the now unretired Arian Foster. And he takes it for...
Yeah. We like to say we see a lot of season-ending injury victims here in Sticky Bleachers, and now we have some retirees here in Sticky Bleachers.
Well, here in the Sticky Bleachers League, all forms of medical treatment are accepted, so you can do really whatever you want. And Tannehill with another interception turns the ball over again, so 3 interceptions here in the first quarter, Cory. I don't think we've ever seen that here.
And the other Brandon Bostic getting into some of the action for the touchdown on the next play of the game, Bob. So it's going to be 21-0 here at the end of the first quarter.
Ooh, getting a little Nostradamus there with the point after attempt there, Cory.
Well, in our Sticky Bleachers world, they haven't yet to move the extra point back, so we're still at the 98 point whatever percent.
It is a nostalgic league for a reason.
Yeah, that's true. That's why they don't have touchbacks going out to the 25 or any of that other B-ish.
You can say BS. It's the internet, Cory.
It's the internet. I can say BS. Okay. Whew. Maybe I'll get censored. The YouTube bleeper robots will find us and censor me.
Yeah, that's a thing. Arian Foster with the first down run there. So shedding tacklers, and you got to wonder if Adam Gase and the Miami Dolphins are a little worried about Tannehill throwing the football here, Cory.
Yeah, well, let's see. They're giving it another try. It's a little check down pass to Cameron. Probably a good idea to give him something easy, build his confidence a little bit.
Wow, and a sarcastic round of applause here from the New York fans for Tannehill completing a pass. So
I don't think New York fans know any other kind of applause, Bob. I think even if you go to an opera at the Met, I think you get sarcastic applause at the end of Tannhauser.
That's true. That was really good.
Donald Trump, of course, a big fan of Richard Wagner.
Oh, of course.
That might be a little bit too deep a reference.
Not for the internet, Corey.
Not for the internet, yes, okay.
No.
If you're not sure, Google Richard Wagner's political views, and you'll see what happens.
It's terrific.
Terrific. Someone might think they were terrific.
And Franks with the field goal. We got a football game here, Corey.
Football,
Andy Franks.
there we go. Ray Finkel puts it through the uprights for 3 points.
Now, do you think Andy Franks, is that count as two first names? Or is the S in Franks kind of nullify that?
The S in Franks, unless it's short for like Franction. If like your first name is Frankson.
Yeah, that common name, Frankson.
Yeah, Frankson.
Yeah. Oh man, if I had a nickel for every person I met that's named Frankson.
Frankson Williams.
So, but Andy Franks, so I would slightly not trust him.
And there's Brandon Marshall again, deep down the field again. I'd be curious to see his stat sheet when we get to halftime, Bob. What kind of yards Brandon Marshall's going to pick up. He's got 2 touchdowns and several long passes. Although Fitzpatrick has not really been on the money with him. A couple times he's had to really go out there and make the catch for his quarterback.
Well, Brandon Marshall's his favorite receiver for a reason, and he goes up and gets those passes, and there he is with his 3rd touchdown of the game, Corey.
There we go. And what's this, Bob? He's taking a pen out of his pocket and signing the ball. Wow, throwback to Joe Horn there.
T.O. there, a little T.O. reference.
Oh, Joe Horn wasn't the ball signer, huh?
I don't believe so.
I don't remember.
I know T.O. I know T.O. took it out of his took a Sharpie out of his sock. Joe Horn was famous for doing stuff like that as well, though.
Maybe Joe Horn pulled out the cell phone, the old Nokia.
I think that's what he did, Corey.
Joe Horn pulled out the old Nokia cell phone out of
I think he got on the horn and pulled out the old cell phone.
Bob with another classic zinger.
Zing. Hey-o.
That one's going to make the Chris Berman top 5, speaking of retirees coming back.
Rumbling, bumbling, stumbling. Jordan Cameron, speaking of, stumbling for the first down.
Yeah, we're trying to make this football game as entertaining as we can, Bob, because the actual football quality is a little bit late December New York Jets-Miami matchup. But here we go,
Hey,
Jarvis Landry
with a reception, and he takes it to the house, so no need to go to Weekend Update yet, Corey.
Jeez, I thought he was going to get skunked today.
About time. Yeah, Jarvis Landry, Tannehill with a nice throw there, so I don't know, Corey. Anything's possible with these two crazy teams. So
there you go, and it's going to be 28-10.
So I don't know. Down 18, it's possible.
Let's see. Going to go into halftime here. 5 seconds left on this one. It looks like they will just let the half expire, barring any ridiculousness happening here on the kickoff return, which we may have here, Bob.
Yep, I was going to say, a couple moves, jigs and jags, and he's pretty close there, Corey.
All right. Well, let's take a look, Bob, at the results of the games that are coming up tomorrow. It's going to be Buffalo and Cleveland. Nostradamus coming up here. Cleveland taking it in OT over division-leading Buffalo, Bob, if you can believe it. 31-28. Yeah.
Making up for that season.
Yeah, what a game that will be. And here is the boys and the Bucks going to be coming up tomorrow. Cowboys continuing their streak with the Dak and Zeke machine, running things up on Doug Martin and company there, the woeful Buccaneers this year, 21-16. And the classic matchup, Chicago, Green Bay, 2 teams battling for first place, Bob, and Green Bay takes it. That's going to be a huge one because not only do they take the lead in the division, Bob, but they get up on the tiebreaker. So let's come back here to New York and take a look at what's going on in this game.
Yeah, so we look and see Brandon Marshall, 184 yards there in the first half, so a pretty impressive first half, I'd say, by NFL standards.
Yes, and, I would say by NFL standards.
And neither team running the ball especially well. Ryan Fitzpatrick having a nice day. No interceptions compared to Ryan Tannehill's 3. So the Dolphins have some work to do, Corey.
Yeah, we'll see how close they can make it here. The first couple possessions are going to be critical. Let me say thank you to Tech Monster and the good folks over at TechmoBowl.org, also TechmoBowlers.com. Check out the communities over there. Lots of exciting things happening in the world of Tecmo Bowl and Tecmo Super Bowl. Even today in 2016, soon to be 2017, do check out the registration for the annual Tecmo Madison National Tecmo Super Bowl Tournament. There's a short free plug for the real-life Tecmo Super Bowl Tournament coming up in Madison this spring.
Yeah, always a fun event.
Yes, and the theme this year is Return of the Mac.
Ooh. Khalil Mack or?
You know what? I need to look that up. I should have our stat sheet in front of us, but unfortunately, don't have enough bandwidth to record with you, Bob, and look up which Mac they're talking about.
We need interns, people.
I think he played for the Browns.
And Wilkerson there with the sack, so that's going to be a quick 3 and out there for the Dolphins. So not the way they wanted to come out of the gates there, Cory.
No, yes. We were just talking about the first couple possessions were going to be critical, and 3 and out is not the way they wanted it to go. So let's see if New York can capitalize.
Maybe they have a whole plan behind this whole madness, Cory.
All right, well, New York has a long field, but so far that has not deterred them. Brandon Marshall has just been eating up yards like Pac-Man, and here's Forte getting a little bit of Pac-Man action himself.
Yep, old man Forte making good in his first year with New York, so pounding out the yards like he always does, right, Cory?
Yes, there you go, Bob. And in real life, Pac-Man Jones looked in the trash for one of his opponents last week, Bob. I don't know if you saw that in real life.
I did not.
He was asked in the locker room about one of his opponents, and he said, he's a trash player. Then he picked up a garbage can and said, hey, you in there, you in there, you in there? Classic.
We need characters.
We need characters. Classic Pac-Man.
Well, Brandon Marshall continues his banner day, so 4 touchdowns here. And it seems to be that same play they keep running. It's that play-action bootleg.
You're right, you are. That leaves Brandon Marshall seemingly wide open every time they run it, Bob.
I'm no defensive coordinator, but maybe we were looking out for that play.
And but I would say if you're the Jets, I would run that play every down. I would just say, Matt Forte, you have a seat, bud.
Yeah, well, it looks like they're just trying to keep him involved a little bit. And Tannehill almost throws his 4th interception there. So
yeah, I threw it into traffic, trying to force things to Jarvis Landry. Although, unfortunately, at least in this game, Jarvis Landry is not Brandon Marshall. So he's not able to make those diving grabs and those long scores.
Many days Jarvis Landry can be Brandon Marshall.
Yes, and I would say Jarvis Landry probably has more Brandon Marshall-like days ahead of him than Brandon Marshall does in real life. But
I would say, yes.
Yes, not today, as it would seem.
Not today, and another 3 and out, so tough possession here, tough game here for the Dolphins.
Yeah, it's just been tough sledding all day long for them, and they're trying to make this one respectable, Bob, but it's gonna be a tough proposition here with just under a minute left to go here in the third quarter.
Let's see if New York keeps their foot on the pedal, or if they kind of start to pump the brakes here a little bit, Cory.
Yeah, well, they went with Forte and lost 4 on first down, maybe trying to just run some clock out here, and that's what you got to do. Third quarter, it's time to just start running clock.
There's the play. Oh, but but dumps down to his check down, Bilal Powell. So, not to Brandon Marshall there on the play action bootleg.
Right, but here's Fitzpatrick back again, so no, he takes a sack. Mario Williams.
The forgotten Mario Williams.
I know. Who knew he had ended up here in Miami? Maybe he didn't even know he had ended up in Miami.
It can kind of be a little bit of the island of misfit toys there.
Well, it seems to be today. Here's Stills back deep to receive, and let's see if they can make anything happen. Oh, he makes one move, makes one man miss, gets about 5 yards out of it. And that's going to bring us to the end of quarter number 3. So 5 minutes to go in this game, down by 25, Bob. Not looking good.
Not looking good. They need to score quick. That goes without saying. So handing it off to Arian Foster is obviously the play to do.
Yeah, right. Don't abandon your ground game, Bob. Not ever. Not in the last 5 minutes of regulation.
No. Championships are won by running the ball and not turning the ball over.
All right. Well, there we go. There's Wilkerson. Let's see if he can drag a few of Miami offensive linemen into the end zone. Unfortunately, he cannot, so it's going to be a formality.
Doing a little bit of a 2-step there into the end zone.
I know. Boy, yeah, swing your partner into the end zone.
Right. And so Matt Forte gets in on the scoring action here, so another touchdown for this Jets offense.
Brandon Marshall wearing the Gatorade towel on his head, just keeping warm.
Yep. And all these Jets fans here, I don't know if they're looking at Miami and saying, gosh, can we play Miami all the time? Or where's this offense been the entire year?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. You know, Bob, I wonder, do you think Gatorade sells a lot of towels since the Gatorade towel on head look has become popular in the NFL?
I think if you look at the NASDAQ, yeah, their stock in towels has gone up quite a bit.
Gatorade towel sales, because like I
don't know what they're.
I could go out with a Gatorade towel on my head.
Well, anyone can. That's the beauty of it.
I know, that's right.
Yeah.
It works for men, women.
Yep.
Everybody can go out, just stick a Gatorade towel on your head, walk around. You'll look like you're a professional athlete recovering on the sidelines.
Yeah, everyone will ask, like, are you okay? How was the game?
Right.
And you'll be like, it was tough. It was good, but I'm recovering. So.
Yeah, Michelle Tafoya will just come find you and start asking you questions.
And I actually think the nice thing about wearing a towel on your head, you don't really need to talk to anybody either. Like, you can just ignore them. Pretend like you didn't even see
it depends on the position of the towel, because the sad players put the towel all the way around their eyes.
Yeah.
But the players recovering after a long interception return by one of those big linebackers who's not used to running 60 or 70 yards in the scrape.
Yeah.
Usually they have it in the celebratory towel position, and that's when the sideline reporters will come over and talk to him. But the quarterback who's just thrown his 4th interception, like maybe Ryan Tannehill might be right now after throwing all those picks.
Yeah, he's going to have the Darth Maul look a little bit.
The Darth Maul towel. That's right, Bob. I love it.
The Emperor towel. So Brandon Bostic with his 2nd touchdown of the game there. I don't know if you saw that either earlier, Cory, but Eric Decker caught a pass, so nice to see him back from a season-ending injury as well.
Good. Another season-ending injury victim making his glorious Sticky Bleachers return, Bob. I did miss that while we were talking about Darth Maul and Gatorade towels and everything not football-related. Thank you for pointing that out.
Oh, no, it was definitely football-related. It was rooted in football, Cory.
Darth Maul is a long football connection.
I'm still waiting for... when Vegas gets a team, hopefully they'll be the Las Vegas Darth Mauls.
Oh, that would be good. That would be good. Mike Alstott could come back and be the offensive coordinator. Or just the fullbacks,
no.
Fullbacks coach.
No, you had it right, Cory. You had it right. Long-time Tampa Bay fullback should come in and be the offensive coordinator. I love
Mike Alstott. There we go.
Well, let's hand the ball off to the fullback. Let's power.
Yep.
Power 5 here.
Power football, man. I would love to see that.
2-yard
The
gains.
exciting high rollers in Vegas want to see that kind of football, I am sure.
Yep. We're going to run for 2 to 4 yards per gain there. Right through the middle.
Hey, they made it to a Super Bowl with that kind of offense.
Yeah. They won a Super Bowl.
They won a Super Bowl, that offense. Yes, thank you, Bob. Thank you. 1 minute left to go in this one, 49-10. It's pretty much all over but the crying here. Brandon Marshall unable to wrangle that in to pad his stats even farther. He could have maybe gotten into the end zone. Looked like he had to back up to go after that pass.
Now, Cory, I'm an eternal optimist here, so I still think the Dolphins have a shot.
39 ticks left to go, huh?
39 ticks left to go. Down by 39. I think it's possible.
All right, here we go. Well, let's see.
Cory.
Oh, no, that one just overthrown a little bit to crack the 50 mark.
So they still got a chance to crack the 50 mark here with a field goal set up with 24 seconds left. Nick Folkhero sits it up and off the bar. So they don't crack 50. And a sarcastic boo overcomes the crowd.
Yeah, here we go. Most of the crowd has streamed for the exits here. Tannehill is on a Tanner running down the field, but it's all going to be for naught. Clock is going to run out. 49-10 will be your final.
They didn't make the comeback.
There you go. Let's take a quick look around the NFL, Bob, before we wrap this one up. Buffalo with the loss falls to 9-5. Still a couple games up on New England. Jets 6-8, even with that win there. So Cincinnati extending their streak, and look at that. Cincinnati clinched this week 11-3. Jacksonville also has clinched a playoff spot, mostly just because their nearest opponents are Houston, Tennessee, and Indianapolis. And in the West, Oakland, Kansas City still battling.
Back and forth. Classic rivalry there.
Yep, that one's going to go down to the wire, I think, Bob. Dallas and New York. Dallas is not able to clinch yet. New York staying in the hunt at 8-6, although Dallas will be knocking on the door. Green Bay, Chicago. Green Bay does pick up the tie. I'm sorry about that, but they do have the win over Chicago, so that one's going to be exciting to watch. Chicago's going to have to probably win out there. Carolina, who we saw clinch, 12-2. They are the tops in the league in terms of record, and their division also not very strong. And Seattle and Arizona, Bob, all season it has been those two going back and forth. That one I think is going to come down to the last game. So let's wrap this one up, Bob. Not a very notable game, not really one for the books.
Well, if you're a Jets fan, it was.
I suppose. And if you're Brandon Marshall, 6 completions for 251 yards. We've got record books going on there, but not really one that you're going to be watching on ESPN Classic.
Again, if you're a Jets fan, you might be watching on ESPN Classic.
Well, that's true, maybe. But boy, I would think Jets fans would have anything better to do. Maybe they could go to the opera.
Yes,
rather than
Jets
watching
fans
this
and
game.
the opera are synonymous with each other. Absolutely.
Well,
But
that's right. Whenever I go to the opera in New York, I see an awful lot of Mark Sanchez jerseys.
well, yeah, they hand them out on every street corner, Corey.
Right, and then of course, like in any major city, Bob, I also see a lot of just baffling Kerry Wood and Mark Pryor Cubs jerseys also at the New York Opera. Just because when you go to any major metropolitan city, you just see them.
Well, since the Cubs won the World Series, everyone's digging through their closet and they're like, I know I have some Cubs gear somewhere.
Right, and I should say, Bob, in real life, we recently did lose an NFL icon, Rashaan Salam, in real life.
Did.
And I still am a proud Rashaan Salam Chicago Bears rookie season jersey owner. So I will be wearing that in his memory for the game this weekend.
And we also lost Craig Sager as well this week. So sad sports week going on here, but people are to be remembered, right?
Right. Well, the Jets fans, at least in our fantasy world, have something to celebrate. Brandon Marshall having a career day, maybe a record-breaking day for the league. Tannehill having a day to forget. 49-10 will be your final score. Hey, if you like this video or if you enjoy our series of videos, check out any one of our many, many, many other simulations of football, basketball, baseball, wrestling. What else do we got, Bob? We have lots of stuff here on our YouTube channel that you can check out. Hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't already, and do leave us a comment. We would love to hear from you. For now, I will be Corey, signing off.
I think I'll be Bob. See you guys next week.